Today, I would like to discuss with you the genetic modification of food. I will be reviewing what genetic modification of food is, who genetic modification of food impacts, and where the genetic modification occurs. My goal is to provide you with information so that you can ask yourself how you feel about genetic modification of your food. According to National Geographic, a genetically modified organism is an animal, plant, or microbe whose DNA has been altered using genetic engineering techniques. We commonly hear about genetically modified organisms referred to as GMOs. Now that we know that the term GMOs means genetically modified, let's discuss what the term GMO does not include, which is preservative-free and organic. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, a preservative is something that preserves or has the power of preserving specifically, an additive used to protect against decay, discoloration, or spoilage. Therefore, a non-GMO would be preservative-free. There's also organic food that is classified as food or farming methods produced or involving production without the use of chemical, fertilizers, pesticides, or other artificial agents. We recently discussed plants in class and the importance of DNA and how DNA can be impacted. According to researchers, genetically modified organisms are created by several methods in a lab. Those methods include electroporation. This is a suitable method for plant tissues without cell walls. DNA enters the plant cells through minute pores which are temporarily caused by electric pulses. Another recent method consists of microinjection, which is direct introduction of DNA into the genome. Now the plant has new traits or abilities because of the insertion of a new genetic sequence. Traditional breeding, mutagenesis, RNA interference, transgenetics, and gene editing are all used for modification of crops. These processes can impact as little as one or more gene to whole genomes, and the processes vary in safety regulation. However, as seen in the slide, despite the method used for modification, there are rarely unintended effects. For GM crops reached 185.1 million hectares. The science has developed tremendously since the 1900s. That trans-species, or also known as cross-species genetic manipulation, has occurred. As referenced in the slide, 30,000 GMOs exist, meaning that you most likely consume GMOs every day. Researchers for oxidation communication reported attitudes towards GMOs are largely affected by level of knowledge. This had been reported in a study that involved education of consumers. After the education, 99% of the participants correctly indicated that foods from biotech crops were currently on the market. 90% of those trained said that they would consume genetically modified foods. 100% of the students think labels should contain data related to the presence of GMOs. Another survey completed by researchers of NPJ Science of Food also noted a generational gap with GMO acceptance, finding that over half of the individuals surveyed born before 1969 were not okay with the use of GMOs, where those born after 1969 were more accepting of them. Researchers for Critical Reviews in Biotechnology wrote, plants can be genetically modified to make more nutritious foods, disease and drought-resistant plants, pesticide-resistant plants, faster-growing plants, and plants that have medicinal features. Pros of genetically modified food include sustainability for our society as well as beneficial nutrients with more reliability, which would be lost without genetic modification. Cons of genetically modified foods include the lack of labeling, economic loss, and scientific data. Labeling is not required in the United States, therefore, we are unable to make educated decisions about what we are consuming because we do not truly know what is in our produce. Farmers that are growing natural organic crops are not able to compete as well as farmers that are participating in GMO farming, meaning traditional organic farms are losing money. Farmers cannot reuse seeds or harvest seeds from GMO crops. According to farmaid.org, the big four seed companies own 80% of the corn and 70% of the soybean market. Therefore, they are required to buy seeds from the supplier year after year. This is especially harmful to family farms and those farmers in developing countries. Additionally, the science is not complete yet, letting us know the health risk. It has been reported 87% of consumers want their foods containing GMOs labeled. 50 nations restrict or ban GMOs, and one strand of GMOs threaten to wipe out all monarch butterflies. Can you tell the difference? GMO food has become so common it takes over the larger portion of the grocery section, meaning you need to seek out organic and pesticide-free food. If you remove the labels, would it make a difference to you? You can use these resources and many others to help you gain more information about the genetic modification of food. There's the Non-GMO Project, which can be found at nongmoproject.org. This website has lists of non-GMO products and locations to buy them. Additionally, National Geographic has many articles on the impact of GMOs. And I would also like to encourage you to check out your local library. I hope that I was able to shine a light on GMOs today and that you can decide how you feel about genetic modification of your food. Thank you for your time.